You know, it's pretty wild to think that an 18-second video from almost 2 decades ago could hold the secret to how your business gets seen by AI today. I know, it sounds a little strange, but believe it or not, a super simple moment at the zoo perfectly explains this massive challenge, and frankly, this huge opportunity that we're all staring down right now. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to jump in a time machine. We're going back to one specific day that, without anyone knowing it, completely changed the rules for being visible online. So picture this. It's April 23rd, 2005. We're at the San Diego Zoo. There's a young guy named Karim standing in front of the elephant exhibit with a camera. And what he's about to do seems like, well, like nothing at all. But it turned out to be the start of pretty much everything. He hits record, and for just 18 seconds, this is what he says. All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks. And that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say. And then boom, he uploaded it to a little website he just co-founded called YouTube. Now look, the video itself, totally unimportant. The elephants, the long trunks, none of it mattered. What mattered was the platform. Before this, sharing a video online was a huge pain. It was expensive, super technical, something only pros could really do. YouTube just wiped all of that away. Suddenly, anyone with a camera could be a creator. It wasn't just a new website, it was a whole new dimension of what being seen online could even be. So, why are we talking about a zoo video from 2005? Because that exact same explosion of surface area is happening again right now, but this time with AI. And just like back then, if you're not ready for it, you're running a very real risk of becoming invisible. Let's connect the dots. Think about it. Back in 2004, your online presence was basically text and some pictures. That was it. But after YouTube, if you weren't doing video, you were only showing a piece of the puzzle. Fast forward to today, and that's happening on a way bigger scale. AI isn't just looking at text anymore. It's looking at everything: video, audio, images, data. If you're a business that's only doing one of those things, to an AI, you might as well not even exist. And this is where we get to the heart of it all. We need a new way to think about this. And the term for it is the visibility footprint. The best way to picture it is as the total shadow you cast across the entire digital world. All the signals a machine can read to figure out who you are, what you do, and most importantly, whether it should trust you. And here's the thing you have to understand. An AI doesn't browse your website like you or I do. No, it's a detective. It hoovers up everything it can find. Video transcripts, podcast descriptions, the text behind your images, PDFs, all of it. And this is why a business with, say, 10 articles, 10 videos, and 5 podcasts can look like an absolute giant to an AI, while another one with 100 blog posts looks tiny. Okay, so that's the problem. How do we fix it? How do you actually build this footprint and make sure you're not just seen, but understood by AI? Well, there's a blueprint for that. It's called the Visibility Footprint Expansion Matrix. I know, it sounds a little intimidating, right? But don't worry, it's actually super straightforward. Think of it as a simple map with 4 key areas you need to focus on to build a presence that AI can find, understand, and trust. First up, Quadrant 1, Format Diversity. This is the me at the zoo lesson, plain and simple. You've got to play in every sandbox: text, video, audio, and visuals. If you're only writing articles, you're completely invisible to an AI that's scanning video transcripts. We call this format blindness, and it's a huge, huge risk. Okay, next up, Quadrant 2, Signal Consistency. It's not enough to just show up in different formats. You have to be saying the same thing everywhere. Every video, every podcast, every single article has to sing from the same hymn sheet. This is how you build what we call machine trust. But what if they don't? What happens when you're accidentally telling an AI 2 different stories about who you are and what you do? Well, here's exactly what the AI sees. If your website claims you're an expert in X, but your YouTube channel is all about being a leader in Y, the AI gets confused. It sees a contradiction. And for a machine, contradiction equals doubt. But when every single signal lines up, when everything reinforces that you're the expert in X, that's when you build that rock-solid credibility. All right, Quadrant 3 is structural readiness. This is the nuts and bolts, the technical stuff. You can have the best video in the world, but if an AI can't read what's in it, it's basically worthless. We're talking about things like transcripts for your videos, alt tags for your images, and structured data. This is how you translate your great content into a language that machines can actually understand. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, Quadrant 4, cross-platform integration. This is where you take all that great, consistent, machine-readable stuff and you spread it everywhere. Your website, YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, all of it. This creates something called semantic density. Basically, you become so present and so consistent that it's impossible for an AI to ignore you or forget who you are. So, that's the big picture. Now, let's make it real. Let's break this down into 5 simple steps you can actually start working on to get seen. First, you gotta audit what you've already got. Map out your current footprint and see where the gaps are, where you're invisible. Second, build one piece of core multimodal content. Think one great idea, but then adapt it for video, for audio, for text. Third, add that technical layer, the transcripts, the alt tags. Fourth, push it out everywhere that matters. And last, but maybe most important, number 5, build a system, a repeatable process to keep it all consistent as you grow. Okay, let's zoom out and land the plane here, because this is the real takeaway. Getting seen by AI is just step 1. The real goal is to be understood, to be remembered, and ultimately, to be the one it prefers. And this is the fundamental shift in thinking. The old way was just about volume. Crank out more blog posts, more. That game is over. The new game is about being strategic. It's about building a presence that is complete, consistent, and speaks the language of machines across the entire digital ecosystem. What's the end game of all this work? It's to carve out a space in the AI's mind where you are the only answer. You want to become the definitive go-to source for what you do, a true category of one. I love this because it just nails it. This is the mindset shift we all have to make. In this new era, being invisible has nothing to do with how much content you have. It has everything to do with how much surface area you cover. So I'll leave you with this question, and it's a big one. Take a hard look at your own business, your own brand. Is it just built to be seen here and there? Or is it truly architected from the ground up to be remembered by the most powerful intelligence on the planet?